Meow, it's Ron DeParmesan here, with a shocking update on the latest threat to former President Donald Trump's safety. On October 12, 2024, just as the sun was setting over the Coachella Valley, a man named Vem Miller was arrested mere moments before Trump was set to take the stage at a rally. But this wasn't just any ordinary arrest, my feline friends. This 49-year-old Las Vegas resident was caught red-handed with a loaded shotgun, a handgun, and enough ammunition to make even the most hardened security guard's whiskers stand on end. Now, let's dig our claws into the juicy details. Miller, a registered Republican with a master's degree from UCLA, isn't just some random guy off the street. He ran for the Nevada State Assembly in 2022, spouting rhetoric against what he saw as government tyranny. But here's where it gets really interesting. He's allegedly tied to right-wing anti-government groups, the kind that make your average conspiracy theorist look like a kitten playing with yarn. At around 5 in the afternoon, just as Trump's rally was about to kick off, Miller rolled up to a security checkpoint in an SUV that would make any self-respecting cat raise an eyebrow. We're talking a homemade license plate, folks. The kind of thing you'd expect from someone who thinks traffic laws are optional. But it wasn't just his questionable taste in vehicle registration that set off alarm bells. Oh no, this kitty had bigger fish to fry. When deputies asked for his credentials, Miller tried to pass off some counterfeit press and VIP passes that were about as convincing as a dog in a cat costume. Sheriff Chad Bianco, who clearly wasn't born yesterday, said these fakes were different enough to cause alarm. And alarm they did cause, because when the deputies searched Miller's car, they found enough firepower to start a small war, along with a collection of fake IDs that would make an identity thief purr with envy. But here's where it gets really hairy, my friends. Miller allegedly told the deputies he was there to kill the former president. Talk about letting the cat out of the bag. Sheriff Bianco didn't mince words when he said, "We probably stopped another assassination attempt." And you know what? I believe him. After all, this would have been the third attempt on Trump's life this year alone. Let's rewind a bit and look at the other two close calls. On July 13th, 2024, a 20-year-old named Thomas Matthew Crooks opened fire at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, hitting Trump in the ear and killing one audience member before being taken down by the Secret Service. Then, on September 15th, 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Routh thought it would be a good idea to point a rifle at Trump while he was golfing in Florida. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. These incidents have Trump's team on high alert. They've beefed up security faster than a cat chasing a laser pointer, implementing stricter protocols and increasing the presence of armed guards at events. But it's not just Trump who's feeling the heat. Political violence across the US has been on the rise faster than a startled cat up a tree. Between 2013 and 2021, domestic terrorism incidents jumped by a whopping 357%. And get this, threats against federal officials have quadrupled since 2017. In 2021 alone, there were over 9,600 threats against members of Congress. That's enough to make anyone's tail puff up. Now, you might be wondering what's going through the minds of folks like Miller. Well, it turns out he might subscribe to something called the sovereign citizen ideology. These are people who think they're above the law, like a cat who believes the no pets on the furniture rule doesn't apply to them. Sheriff Bianco put it best when he said these individuals don't believe that the government and laws apply to them. It's a dangerous mindset that's been causing headaches for law enforcement across the country. The implications of these threats for the 2024 election are serious, my friends. As Sheriff Bianco warned, if we're at a point where this doesn't raise alarm, we've got a serious problem. And he's not wrong. These incidents could shake up the entire campaign, influencing how candidates interact with voters and potentially swaying public opinion. Speaking of public opinion, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on how these security threats might impact the upcoming election. After all, in the world of politics, every voice counts, even if it's just a meow. As for Miller, he's out on a $5,000 bail and set to appear in court in January 2025. But the ripple effects of his actions are already being felt. Trump's team is reassessing their campaign strategy faster than a cat can lick its paw, with some rallies potentially being scaled back or moved to more secure locations. In the grand scheme of things, this incident is just one thread in a larger tapestry of political unrest. The rise in threats against public figures isn't just a problem for the individuals involved, It's a threat to the very fabric of our democracy. When politicians can't interact with the public without fearing for their lives, we've got a bigger problem than a hairball in your favourite shoes. So, as we move closer to the 2024 election, keep your eyes peeled and your ears perked. The political landscape is shifting like sand in a litter box, and it's up to all of us to stay informed and engaged. After all, in the words of a wise old tomcat, democracy is not a spectator sport. This has been Ron de Parmesan, bringing you the news that matters. Stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay feline. Me yow.